I'm joined here today by Cortney Casey, who's set to fight Angela Hill on short notice at UFC Lincoln. Cortney, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. And so, like I mentioned, this fight is on short notice. We found out 2 days ago you'd be fighting. How did this come together? Has this been a quick thing for you?
Yeah, I just found out. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I think I found out. But yeah, just kind of got the call from Mick, and he asked me if I would want to fight. Short notice, and I said yeah. He asked, and then I asked who the opponent was, and he told me, and I said yeah. It's a good matchup, and whatever I can do, keep the card and keep her fighting. So we're just gonna step up and put on a good show for the fans.
Was there any doubt that you'd take this fight? I mean, did you have to think about it, or was it like he barely had time to finish the question that you said yes?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already knew I wanted to fight. Didn't think it was going to be this soon, but, when they come, so we take them.
And so obviously, short notice, there are a few challenges. It's not necessarily smooth sailing. Are you experiencing any challenges since you do have to get prepared in a shorter amount of time?
No, I mean, really, it's just kind of just honing in on a few little things and just making a couple adjustments. We've been working since my last fight. I think it's only been like three months, and by the time I fight, it'll be like 4 months in between. So, it's a quick turnaround, but, we just kind of get back on the ball right after the Watterson fight and just make some adjustments. So we just kind of carry on into this camp. It's short, but, we just work through it.
And so, like you mentioned, we did see you last time in April. That was in Glendale. Was this the right time frame for your return? Were you hoping for more time? Were you hoping to come back sooner? How was it?
Just stay ready. That's kind of my mantra. I just kind of just stay ready, and when they call me, they call me. They know who to call if they need a short notice or a fill-in fight. So, I think this is my 6th short notice fight out of the 8 that I've had. So yeah, it's something that I'm used to. So, like I said, we just make adjustments and we go from there and game plan, and that's about it.
And so, coming to the opponent, you are fighting Angela Hill, a tough fight, obviously. What are your thoughts on her heading into this fight?
She's come a long way, and she's definitely, she's kind of find her pace in the UFC now that she's back. It's a good fight, a nice, tough fight, someone that's going to definitely go out there and try to put on a fight. So I'm excited about it. She moves a lot, so we just, like I said, we just kind of carry over what we worked on with for Watterson, and, make a few adjustments, and we see how it goes on the 25th.
And obviously, this fight is short notice. I mean, we found out about it 2 days ago. Have you had time to sort of look at your opponent and see how you match up with her?
I really haven't took too much time. Kind of let my coaches do that. I watched a little bit of film. It's kind of our job to watch fights, so I try to watch them when they're alive and stuff like that. So I remember, she moves a lot. She comes from Alliance, so she has, a lot of footwork and stuff like that. She's really good in Muay Thai, from what I recall. But, we just go out there and we implement our game plan, and hopefully we come out on top that night. I definitely think it's going to be a great fight, performance of the night, fight of the night kind of thing. There's a couple girls on the card. Gaethje's on the card, so, you kind of always got to set the pace when he's on the card to get those bonuses. But, we're just going out there and looking to put on a good show for the fans.
And obviously you haven't had a lot of time to, I guess, construct your camp or anything, but do you have an idea on what your camp is going to consist of and, of course, condensing it and everything?
Just a lot of hard work, man. It's just going to be a lot of hard work, a lot of time in the gym, and, just getting it done.
And so part of the preparation is obviously your weight, the weight cut. Is this going to change your weight cut at all, or do you think it's just going to be smooth sailing?
Yeah, you just got to make a little bit of adjustments because it is so short. But yeah, I've done it before. I've done it 6 times before. So, it's not the easiest thing to do, but, we get the job done, and, I have a great camp behind me and good training partners and stuff like that. So, we accepted it knowing that it was, 4 weeks of working week and then, fight week. So we're going to go ahead and just make those little adjustments and do what we got to do.
And so, unfortunately, in your last fight, you are coming off a loss to Michelle Watterson. How do you look back at your performance in that fight?
It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? I feel like I won the fight everywhere it went, but, she played the game a little bit better than me. And, my thing is I just like to go out there and put on a show and have fun. If they want to stand and bang, I'm going to stand and bang. They want to take me down, I'll fight you there, But, I learned a lot in the two losses that I've had back to back. So, like I said, we just make these adjustments, these small adjustments. I'm still this is going to be my 9th fight in the UFC, but it's within the past 2-3 years. This is going to be my 3rd fight in 9 months. So, my turnaround time's pretty quick. So I'm still growing and everything like that. So we're just trying to, make the game a little bit more complete and fill in those holes that we have and go from there.
And so you did mention the past 2 losses. Obviously, both fights were extremely close. And I'm sure that's very tough. But how frustrating is it for you having fights that are so close and the mistakes aren't quite as obvious to find?
It's frustrating. It is frustrating because, what it comes down to, a lot of it is just what the judges are looking for, So, like I said, it's playing that game. I got to remember that it's not just a fight. It is a game at the end of the day, but, my fight's in fighting, you know what I mean? My contract's in fighting. I want to fight. I want to put on shows for the fans. I don't want to just sit there and point and, have these close wins, you know what I mean? I want to go out there and finish the fight, and that's what I always try to do. So, my luck going to the judges hasn't been very good, and when I do finish, it's normally in the first round. So, I always feel like I put on exciting fights, so we're going to do it again.
And so, obviously, fighters always talk about the mental aspect of the game and everything. How important is it for you mentally to just get back in the win column, put those losses behind you?
It's real important. You know what I mean? You just got to continue to just build that momentum. I don't feel like I lost a lot of momentum after these last 2 fights just because of the way they did end up going down. So, you just, like I said, you pick up the pieces. We add a little, little bit here and there, take a little bit away, make these adjustments, and we just keep grinding and keep going and moving forward and just, trying to complete my game as a martial artist.
All right, and so I just have one more for you, perhaps maybe an important question. How do you see this fight playing out?
I definitely feel like it's going to be a great fight, one of those fights where it's going to be a barn burner, I think, but I definitely think you're going to see a different Cortney Casey in there, and, hopefully we get to, stand there and throw some bombs. I don't want to be chasing her all fight and stuff like that. I definitely think she's someone that's going to fight, so hopefully that's what happens, and we put on a great show for everyone come the 25th.